trying to organize myself and get everything ready, make some adjustments with my camera. So welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. For a lot of my PTA students out there getting ready to take your state boards, I know exactly how you feel right now, guys. It's February the what, 11th, okay? For a lot of us have exams that are coming up in April, I know. You're reading through the book, you're going through the apps, you're going through the ebooks, you're taking the question of the day, you're working through the therapy ed, you're working through a lot of things. I do understand that sometimes it could be just overwhelming, like, oh my God, I have to learn all this stuff. But yeah, that's what's required. Anything that has value, guys, takes a lot of sacrifice. Anything, and this is a metaphor for life, that anything out there that has lots of value has lots of sacrifice. Okay, guys. So let me check my screen, guys. You will see me kind of look over here a lot. I'm just gonna check to make sure that everything is okay on this side. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you for joining, for checking out my channel. Let me see and make sure that everything is on the way it needs to be. Okay, the way it needs to be. And so yeah, today's topic, guys, is the NPTE-PTA exam is no joke. It is no joke, guys. I'm telling you this from experience. And sorry, guys, there's an echo right there. That happens sometimes when you have a lot of screens open at the same time and volumes are not muted. So I'm telling you guys this, guys. I know, okay? I've been through the hurdle and I've been able to jump over that hurdle. And I'm here to share a lot of my testimonies with a lot of us and show you guys and walk you through the process of going into that exam and experiencing success. I've said this so many times, guys. We have to go out there and fight. And when we fight, we win, okay? And I show you, guys, the tools and the wisdom behind victory. Absolute victory, okay? Absolute victory. So the test is no joke, guys. Can you imagine when I went to go take my test? I walked into the Prometric Center to take my test. It was in the morning, okay? And so when I walked in there, they had me put all my stuff in the locker. Of course, I put all my stuff in the locker. I can't go in there with my phones. I can't go in there with any kind of papers and any stuff like that. Signed in, okay, they asked for my ID. I provided my ID. They took the information down. Now, there's a second room that we went into, right? So you go into that second room, and guess what happens there? They pat you down with a wand. I don't know if you guys have been through a security checkpoint where they grab that wand and pat you down. They run the wand all the way, okay? Then they had me turn around and run the wand on my back, okay? From head to toe. I had on a hoodie. They had me flip my hoodie like that to make sure I don't have any pieces of paper or anything that would help me in there. And guess what they did with my glasses, guys? Guess what they did? They had me show them my glasses and they had to flip it over to make sure, I believe, it doesn't have any kind of electronic recording devices on it, right? Anything that would give me the advantage. They had me do that, okay? They also had me empty out all my pockets. I had a jacket, the gray jacket that I wear a lot of times. They had me open up that jacket and they emptied out my pockets. They had me empty out my pockets in the front and any possible pockets I had in the back. As a matter of fact, the day I went for this exam, I had these same pants on. They don't have any back pockets, so they had me empty out my front pockets. Now, outside of that, guess what, guys? They took a picture of me, okay? They took a picture of this face. Guess what else? They had me do fingerprints, okay? The Npte-pta exam is no joke, guys. Fingerprints, okay? So for a lot of you going in, I'm sure you've read about this. Those are some of the things you have to do before you walk into the exam hall. It's no joke, guys. Anything that has value, okay? Anything that's worth anything out there, okay? Takes a lot to get it. And so not just in there. So in there they had all these cameras, okay, in the front lobby, in the second room, and actually the third room where you take the actual exam. There's cameras all over the place, and you will be in a cubicle, okay. And they give you instructions, okay. You cannot put your hoodie over your head, okay. You cannot stick your hands in your pockets. All these rules, okay. All these. You're getting a phone call, and it's yeah. So guess what? When I took my break, one of my breaks, which is my 15-minute break after the second session, I took my official 15-minute break, okay, and came back. Guess what they had me do? They actually searched me. They ran the wand again, and they had me do a fingerprint. Why do you think they're doing that? They want to make sure that the person that left, okay, if I left, they want to make sure I'm the same person coming back. It's not somebody else coming in to do stuff. It's no joke, guys. It's no joke. So we have to be really prepared. And with all the resources I share with you guys on this channel, it should get you ready to take the exam and go out there and knock it out. Okay, like absolutely knock it out. Okay. So guys, we have a lot of tools. Come to the workshop. I share a lot of information with a lot of us. I'm not necessarily new to the world of physical therapy. I've actually been in this since 2016, okay? Now, when you come to the workshop, I'll share with you guys more details and all that great stuff. Now, when you watch that video where it talks about me passing the exam, yes, that is a true statement, okay? You can look up my name in the state boards and it shows right there that my license is actually active, okay? My license is active. So I know on a lot of my thumbnails, I show you guys this book. Your books, your ebooks, your apps will become your best friends, okay? Your best friend for a few months, right? Why? Because you would spend a lot of time with these books. You would spend a lot of time with the apps. You spend a lot of time reading through a lot of things. And I've come to notice, guys, that with my experience in physical therapy and just studying, going to classes, taking exams, it takes a different mindset. What do I mean by that? If you think about it, when you go through school, right? I'm talking about PTA school. I'm just going to hold this right here, guys. I'm going to hold it like I'm holding a little baby. When you go through PTA school, you learn 5 major things. You learn other things, right? You learn about the musculoskeletal system. You learn about the nervous system. You learn about the cardiovascular system. You learn about other systems and non-systems. Now, in part of all that, you also learn about safety and professional responsibilities. So think about it. In 2 years, you've learned all these things. You've taken exams in class. You've taken quizzes. You've gone through skill comps. You've done clinical rotations. So there's a lot of information. So a lot of times when you walk into that exam hall, and this is my observation, like for example, when you answer those questions, okay, in the 365 PTA 365, this guy right here. Let me show you guys something. If you notice right here, when you download this app, okay, and you start to answer these questions, when you answer a question, it's going to tell you if it's a basic question, if it's an intermediate question, or an advanced question. And a lot of times when we get questions on the boards, some of those questions might be just basic, right? What is this? What is that? I always talk about cranial. I love using cranial nerves as an example, guys, but that's not you guys know that that's not the only thing we learn in PTA school. There could be a basic question about the cranial nerves, okay? If they ask you a question and ask, okay, is it cranial nerve 1? Is it 12? Is it 9? Is it 10? You should be able to answer that based on your knowledge, right? That's just basic information. They might go into more questions like, well, how is it tested? That might be more like an intermediate question, right? So the same thing on the boards. And a lot of times I notice the boards are trying to figure out, okay, are we going to be a safe therapist assistant, physical therapist assistant? Do we know how to join all these 5 major things that we've learned in less than 2 years or 2 years to be able to answer a question, right? So that's what I mean. Like all the things we've learned come into play, okay? They all come into play. Now, a lot of you studying, I don't know, you might be using a lot of books out there. This was one of my best friends. A lot of coaches online will tell you to take the Pete exam. Honestly, guys, and just to be transparent, I did not take the Pete to pass the exam. I'm not saying you should not take the Pete. Please, guys, by all means, take the Pete. Pay for it, take it. If you don't want to do that, like me, take practice exams. I can't say this enough. The NPTE PTA exam is not a joke. It is not a joke. We have to take our practice exams. We have to. We can't get away from it. This book has 3 of them. I don't know what resource you guys are using, whether you choose to use Mometrix or anything else that you want to use out there to practice. Start the process of doing the practice exams. And this is what it's going to do for you. It's going to test your endurance. It's going to test your faith. And foremost, it's going to test your knowledge, okay? When you take those exams, it's going to tell you where you stand in relation to all the 5 major things that I talked about earlier: musculoskeletal, nervous system, cardiovascular, non-systems, and all other systems. It's going to tell you where you stand. And then based on that, you can figure out, okay, if I'm scoring so much, doing very well in other systems, maybe I don't need to spend as much time. I still need to study it, but I'm going to spend more time in the areas that are lower. We have to figure out what it is, guys. We have to. And so that's why I'm having all these workshops, okay? I'm having all these workshops coming up. You want to sign up for the workshop, check out my other videos. I dropped my email information there. It's akaluso40@gmail.com. It's my last name, AKALUSO, the number 40@gmail.com. Let me drop that information right here, guys. Okay, just give me 1 second here. Let's see, for consultation, please email. Oops, I misspelled consultation, guys. Please email akaluso40@gmail.com. Okay. All right, here we go. For consultation, please email. So yeah, there's the information right there. Okay. There is the information right there. Now, you guys will hear me a lot say, I don't go through slides. That's right. When we come into the workshop, guys, we're not going through slides. That's lecture. We're not going into excessive lecture. I want to show you guys how to go out there and win. I want to show you strategies, things that I've done to be successful. Now, you've been through slides in school, okay? You've had 24 months, or in my case, I had 19 months of sitting in a classroom and running through all these slides. It's kind of like I talked about earlier. It's like me showing you guys going into a lecture about cranial nerves. Okay, guys, cranial nerve 1 is the olfactory nerve. The second one is the optic nerve. The third one is the oculomotor nerve. You've been through all that, and so on and so forth. Trochlear, trigeminal. You can read that for yourself, right? You can read that for yourself. But my role when it comes to things like that is showing you, okay, for example, let's go back to this particular example. A lot of people mix up cranial nerve 5 with cranial nerve 7, okay? And it's fair game on an exam, right? Once again, guys, I don't write the state boards. I don't know what they're gonna ask you, but I can imagine that as a student, okay, if I'm taking this exam, this is what might be confusing. Cranial nerve 5 versus cranial nerve 7. Trigeminal nerve versus facial nerve, okay? And then also cranial nerve 9 and 10 and 12. Why? Because they all have to do with the mouth, okay? Cranial nerve 11 is okay. That's the accessory nerve and pretty much shoulder shrug, right? That's how it's tested, resisted shoulder shrug. So you would not be mixing up cranial nerve 11 with cranial nerve 12. But once again, you might, right? If you've never studied it at all, never read through it, and the question comes and you're guessing, yeah, you could guess any one of them because you have not actually studied that, or you do not have the knowledge for it. So do you guys kind of see where I'm going with that? Okay. So when we come to the workshops, I'm not going to sit and go through this long lecture. I mean, we will bring up topics, of course, right? In the book, we'll talk about posture and a lot of stuff that we'll talk about, right? But I want to show you guys the navigational, if that's a word, the navigational process of taking all those things you've learned, okay, putting it together and be able to answer a question, okay? There's this thing about planes of the body, right, and axis. There's a lot of things, guys. But anyways, come to the workshop so you can learn more. The Npte-pta exam is no joke. I have to repeat, it's no joke. Why do I say this? Check this out, guys, and I want you to search this up. You only have 6 attempts, okay? 6 lifetime attempts to pass this exam. After that, that's it. You can't take the exam anymore. And guess what? And I want you to check this out with your jurisdiction and state. If you score a 400, okay, 400 2 times in a row, you might not be able to take that exam again. You might not be able to take the exam again. So do you want to be that person that scores a 400 on the state PTA exam, state board exam, do you want to be that person? No, you don't want to be that person, okay? So for a lot of you that have had a lot of attempts, your first time, your second time, third, fourth, fifth, and you have one more chance to hit this, we need to talk, guys. We honestly need to talk because I want you to succeed and you have what it takes. You absolutely have what it takes. The NPTE-PTA exam is no joke. It's not. If we ever think that we're just gonna browse through what's in here, just kind of like on the surface level, browse through it and walk away, or go to the ebook, or just casually study for like 20 minutes or 10 minutes a day and take this exam, we're joking with ourselves. Okay, we're joking with ourselves. So it is high time that we take the necessary measures to go out there and succeed. We have to, guys. We think about all that you've gone through just to get to this point. Think about it. Think about all the things you've learned in a short period of time. Do you want to throw that away? Think about the tuition. I don't know, for a lot of you, maybe you took out loans or you paid out of pocket. And these schools are not cheap. Especially if you went to a private school. They're not cheap. So we have to go out there and make it. And I believe also, guys, if you take it 3 times in a row in a calendar year and you don't pass, then you're going to have to wait till the following year. So for example, like this year, if you take it in January, or if you took it in January and did not pass, the next one is in April. If you take it in April, do not pass, next one is in July. If you take it in July and do not pass, you can't take the one for October. Now, guys, anything I tell you on this channel, go search it up for yourself. You would have to wait till the following calendar year, which would be the January of 2026 or so, to take the exam. That's just what it is, because I believe the board believes if you've taken it 3 times, you have not passed, and you possibly need more time to go back and do some more studying, okay? So in the workshop, guys, I share a lot of things with a lot of us. Like I said, I'm not new to the world of physical therapy. I've been at this since 2016, okay? So I have a lot to share with you guys. And once again, I am not a tutor. I'm not knocking anybody that tutors in this, okay? I am a coach. And why do I say this, okay? Let me tell you a little bit about my educational background. Now, I have an associate's degree, okay, in physical therapy, okay? I also have a bachelor's degree in business finance, okay? And I also have a master's degree in health services, okay? As far as a business degree, or bachelor's degree rather, I got that from the University of Houston. And then for my master's degree, I got that from Keller Graduate School. Keller Graduate School is under the umbrella of DeVry University, okay? And I am currently a licensed physical therapist assistant in the state of Texas. If you need more information, if you need to verify me, I can give you my name. You go on the state board and check. Same person. I'm the same guy. Okay. All right, guys. So that's all I have to share. Possibly later on today, if I have more, if I have time, if I can squeeze in a few minutes, I'll share some more information about all of us, about how we need to go out there and succeed. And once again, guys, the NPTE, I know I'm closing my eyes when I say this. The NPTE-PTA exam is no joke. It is no joke. It is not a game, guys. Like seriously, that's why I tell you guys, we have to go out there and fight. And when we fight, we experience victory. All right, guys, so I'll check back with you guys later. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you hit the notification button so you know exactly when I come on. I appreciate all of you for what you do. Now, go out there and experience victory. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Enjoy your day.